Resilience is not about being tough. It's not about bottling up your emotions, pretending you're okay, or pushing through no matter what. True resilience is your ability to navigate setbacks with grace, to recover from adversity with wisdom, to adapt and grow stronger because of what you've experienced. Welcome to the Personal Mastery and Growth Podcast, where we explore the keys to unlocking your full potential and living your best life. I'm your host, Jose Johnson. Whether you're looking to make a breakthrough, overcome a challenge, or simply live with greater clarity, joy, and purpose, you'll find the tools and inspirations you need right here. So let's start your journey towards personal mastery and growth right now. Welcome back to the Personal Mastery and Growth Podcast, your go-to resource for practical tips, insightful research, and inspiring stories to help you unlock your full potential. I'm your host, Jose Johnson, and I am an expert in the fields of mindfulness, mindset, and peak performance. And I am so excited to have you here with me today. And in today's episode, we're talking about something that we all need, but most people only think about after things fall apart: resilience. Now, not the buzzword kind. Not the just stay positive kind. I mean the real, lived in, tested kind of resilience. The type that helps you to bend but not break when life gets hard. We're going to explore what it actually means to have a resilient mindset, why some people crumble under pressure while others grow stronger, and how you can build your resilience muscle before you need it most. Because here's the truth. You don't build resilience in the moment of crisis. You build it beforehand through intentional habits. So let's get into it. All right, so let's start by debunking a common myth. Resilience is not about being tough. It's not about bottling up your emotions, pretending you're okay, or pushing through no matter what. True resilience is your ability to navigate setbacks with grace, to recover from adversity with wisdom, to adapt and grow stronger because of what you've experienced. You may have heard the phrase bounce back, but I think we need to change that language because real resilience isn't about bouncing back to who you were. It's about bouncing forward into someone wiser, deeper, and more equipped. Right? Just think about all the people you admire for their strength. They're not untouched by hardship. They've been shaped by it. And the tool that shaped them? A resilient mindset. So let's talk about how to develop one. So let's talk about the science. From a neuroscience perspective, resilience is the product of how your brain and your nervous system process and recover from stress. When we experience adversity, the amygdala, your brain's threat detector, activates your fight or flight system. Now, this response increases your heart rate, it redirects blood flow, and it releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. It's a survival mechanism that served us well in dangerous environments, but in modern life, it often gets activated by psychological threats, a difficult conversation, financial stress, or our fear of failure. Resilient individuals have something important in common: better top-down regulation of the amygdala. That means that their prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for logic, perspective, and self-regulation, can step in and downshift the stress response more effectively. Here's the good news. This is not an inborn talent. It's a trainable skill. According to research published in Frontiers in Psychology, practices like mindfulness meditation, breath awareness, and reframing negative thoughts improve cognitive flexibility, emotional control, and vagal tone, all essential for bouncing back from adversity. Additionally, studies show that resilient people tend to engage in something called meaning making, the ability to reframe difficult experiences as purposeful or valuable in hindsight. Now, this activates the brain's default mode network, which is involved in self-reflection and long-term perspective. So in short, resilience relies on brain plasticity, your ability to adapt to new inputs and experiences. It's enhanced through repeated regulation strategies like mindful breathing and journaling. It's reinforced by consciously making sense of adversity instead of running from it. Every time you respond to stress with intention rather than impulse, your brain rewires itself to be more adaptable, calm, and clear under pressure. Look, resilience isn't about resisting emotion. It's about creating enough space between stimulus and response to choose a new path. And over time, those new paths become the highway of your future self. Before we talk about how to build resilience, let's shine a light on some of the hidden patterns that can quietly sabotage it. When challenges hit, your mindset is the filter through which you interpret reality. But if that filter is clouded by outdated beliefs or unconscious habits, you're far more likely to collapse under pressure, even if you have the tools to survive it. So here are 5 common mindset traps that weaken your resilience and how they operate. Number 1, personalization. Now, this is the belief that everything bad that happens must be your fault. You internalize every failure, mistake, or setback as a reflection of your self-worth. Instead of separating the event from your identity, you make it personal. How does it show up? You apologize excessively. You doubt your capabilities, or you hesitate to take risks. So why does this matter? Personalization amplifies shame and keeps you stuck in a cycle of self-blame, blocking your growth and recovery. Number 2, permanence. Now, this trap makes you believe that the difficulty you're facing will last forever. You lose sight of the temporary nature of most setbacks. How does it show up? Well, you start to use language like, I'll never get through this. It's always going to be this way. So why does this matter? Well, this drains motivation and prevents you from taking the small actions that can lead to meaningful change. Number 3, pervasiveness. This is when a challenge in one part of your life spills over into everything else. Now, how does it show up? Let's say you have a bad day at work and suddenly it feels like your whole life is off track, or a single argument makes you question your worth. Why does it matter? Well, it narrows your perspective and clouds your judgment, making it hard to find areas of strength or joy to anchor to during hardship. Number 4, perfectionism. You hold yourself to unrealistic standards and believe that struggling means you're failing. How does it show up? You berate yourself for not handling adversity flawlessly. You push through pain instead of adjusting course. Why does this matter? Well, perfectionism triggers burnout and shame, making resilience harder to sustain over time. Number 5, comparison. You evaluate your ability to cope by comparing it to how others appear to be handling their lives. Now, how does this show up? Well, you scroll through social media and think, well, they're doing fine. Why can't I? Why does this matter? Well, this undermines your progress and disconnects you from your own pace, your own story, and your own needs. Now, each of these traps makes adversity feel heavier and recovery feel further away. Recognizing them is the first step. The next is learning how to interrupt them with conscious action. And that's exactly what you're going to learn next. So stay tuned. Hey, if you're enjoying this episode and you're ready to take your growth to the next level, check out my online course, The Mindset Makeover. It's a step-by-step system to help you identify the beliefs that are holding you back and replace them with the mindsets that you need to thrive. You'll get tools, guided exercises, and a clear path forward, whether you're stuck starting over or just ready to level up. Learn more and enroll now at josejohnson.com/mindset, because real change starts from the inside out. So how do you actually become more resilient? Well, it's not about pretending you're okay or pushing yourself harder. It's about creating habits and mental practices that build strength and flexibility over time. So here are 7 powerful tools that you can start using today. Number 1, Name the narrative. When things go sideways, pause and ask, what story am I telling myself about this? This creates distance between you and the emotion so you can respond, not just react. Number 2, practice mental flexibility. Use go-to phrases like, what else could be true? It opens your mind to alternative explanation and disrupts black and white thinking. Number 3, create a resilience ritual. Daily practices build emotional stamina. Try things like the 90-second reset breath, future self journaling, a morning mantra like, I can handle what comes today. Now, these routines teach your nervous system to regulate before a storm hits. Number 4, reframe adversity as training. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Try, how is this preparing me for something greater? Or what quality is life trying to build in me right now? This gives meaning to your struggle, and meaning is the anchor of resilience. Number 5, connect before you collapse. Isolation magnifies stress. Make connection a proactive practice. Do things like schedule regular check-ins with your circle. Be honest about where you're struggling. And don't wait for things to fall apart before asking for help. Number 6, visualize your resilient self. Spend 3 to 5 minutes imagining yourself handling a challenge with clarity, courage, and calm. What do you say? How do you carry yourself? What do you believe? Visualization is a form of mental rehearsal, and your brain treats it like real-life experience. And number 7, make deposits in your resilience bank. Think of this tool as your emotional savings account. Your resilience bank is a list, an actual inventory of all the times you faced difficulty and made it through. How do you use it? Well, just write down specific situations from your past where you overcame adversity. Note what the challenge was, how you navigated it, and what strengths or skills you used. When you're in the middle of a tough time, revisit the list. Why does it matter? In moments of doubt, it's easy to forget your past victories. This record reminds you that you've done hard things before and that you're stronger and more capable than your current fear might suggest. So here is your challenge for this week. Identify one area of your life where you've been feeling stuck or reactive. Pick one resilience tool from today's episode and commit to using it every day for the next 7 days. Not to be perfect, just to practice. And if you want deeper insight into the mindset patterns holding you back, take the free mindset assessment that I've created at josejohnson.com/mindset. You'll uncover where your current mindset might be leaking resilience and get a personalized path forward. Look, resilience isn't about being unaffected. It's about being undeterred. It's about refusing to be defined by what tries to break you. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can absolutely influence what happens within you. Every time you pause, reframe, breathe, or simply reach out, you're teaching your nervous system that you're safe, capable, and adaptable. You're proving to yourself that you don't have to go back to who you were before the storm. You can come out wiser, stronger, and more grounded. So as you go into your week, ask yourself, where am I underestimating my capacity to recover? What part of my story is still waiting to be rewritten with strength? And here's the truth. You're going to fall. That's human. What matters is how you rise. All right, so thanks so much for spending time with me today on the Personal Mastery and Growth Podcast. If this episode resonated with you, please consider subscribing, leaving a review, or sharing it with someone who needs encouragement right now. Your ripple could be someone else's turning point. And remember, stay grounded, stay growing, and keep showing up for the life you're meant to live. Because it is what it is, but it becomes what you make it. So make it great. Thanks for tuning in. Before we wrap up, I just want to remind you that the information shared in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional advice or treatment. While the content of this podcast is based on research and personal experience, everyone's situation is unique, and the advice given may not be applicable to all. Always consult a qualified professional before making significant changes in your life. The Personal Mastery and Growth podcast is recorded at the So Good Media Studios, located in the Candy Factory, a co-working space in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.